Hello everybody and welcome to another stream, review stream number 100, brought to you by your host Tabletop Junkie. I know it's been a long time since I did a review stream and I do apologize for taking a little long. I wanted this one to be special and I think I found that special book, but if not, I guess we'll wait for review stream number 200. Review stream number 100 means I reviewed 100 books. 100 different books, maybe from various games, similar to other games. This includes core books, supplements, and more, and player's guides as well. So, I think I was pretty satisfied with core books, supplements, and more. So, what book am I going to review today? Well, that's very simple, and I'm actually going to put it on the screen right now. I'm going to review Cyberpunk's 2020. Listen up, you primitive screwheads. So why am I going to review this book? This is a referee's guide to actually get some insight on some tips and tricks about how to run Cyberpunk. And I've actually read this book a couple times, and I read it again today. And it's very much of a dry read. I'm not going to lie to you. It's very, very dry. So I will say that. However, it does give you awesome insight into what the creators were thinking when they wrote this. So each chapter of this book is actually got segments from each creator that was involved in Cyberpunk 2020. The creators do very well include the following: Craig Seeley, Benjamin White, Eric Heismer, Ross Wynn, Charlie Wong. Let's see who else. Mike Pondsmith himself, the creator of Cyberpunk. As you can see, there's also a couple other different, couple other things. They cover basically what each chapter, such as running long campaigns, the Cyberpunk style and atmosphere, the GM control and power player problems, the Cyberpunk sociology, the running combat in Cyberpunk, fleshing out a life path, or the life path, working in the fringe characters, Cyberpunk campaigns, street or skyscrapers, Down and Dirty with Mike Pondsmith. Now, if you want to get more into these chapters here, you're going to have to pick up this book. This book right now is on drivethrurpg.com. And I'm actually going to look it up for you guys right now to actually get an accurate price. I bought mine from Humble. I have both the physical and PDF copy. PDF copy is just easier to show, so that way I didn't have to set up my camera. But I bought the PDF copy from Humble Bundle, and I bought the physical book from our Talsorian Games, both of which, were funded by Talsorian Games. I believe, but regardless of which, they still get that money. I believe. Humble Bundle, for those who don't know, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's sort of like a charity thing where they sell whole bundles to you for a little bit. That does go to charity, and I'm pretty sure there's a huge breakdown there. All right. So right now, it is currently, you can get the PDF right now for $5.25, or you can get a softcover print copy, black and white, for $16.99, or you can get both of them for $20.49. Both of them is the best way to go. Pay the $20. Best way to go. This is mostly a referee guide here, so this is mostly for referees. Like I said, the content is very dry. But there is a couple things that you can actually look at, so do not fret, such as Chapter 10, the new rules. They actually do go in some series of nice new rules, and actually gives you a new set of master skill lists to actually complete your game with, and gets you the complete rule list among, I believe, 20 different books. We will actually check that out real quick. So there's more than just the 9 rules that you start off with. Here is some of the new rules, and then beyond the basics. This is some of the supplements that they actually had, such as Hardwire, Near Orbit, Maximum Metal, and then here are some of the roles. Footnotes here. Okay, so like, for instance, you have, where is it? Cop, which is from 1 and 6. So Cop is in 1 and 6. So you go down here to the footnotes. Footnote 1, it means Cyberpunk 2020, and 6 means Protect and Serve. You could also play a Law Div, Interpol 2 and 5. 2 is from Solo and Fortune. 5 is from Your Source. So there's like a lot of different books you can actually check into. I'm going to be actually working on getting these other books as well. I don't have them quite yet, both physical or PDF copy, and I did just close out the window. Both physical and PDF copy, I'm going to be working on getting those books so I can do more reviews on them. All right, so like I said, without going too much further into the material, it is very dry. I will not lie to you. I said that like 3 times. I can't express that enough. But at the end, chapters 10 and 11 is where the stuff actually picks up for game masters, or referees, as like they call them in Cyberpunk. Those are the best flavored part of the book. It does follow a black and white art style, which is what it was back in the 80s. So freaking do love that. And I do love the fact that they've done basic reprints. So, is this going to be a long stream? Absolutely not. We're actually pretty much done with it. I mean, I could flip through some of the pages, but like I said, the material is super dry. If you do want to check out the information for yourself, please buy the book. It is literally, you can get the PDF for like $5.25, or you can just get the PDF and the hardcover for, or not the hardcover, the soft cover physical copy for $20.49. It is perfectly worth it. I will tell you that. Is it something you're going to use in your campaigns? Probably not. Some of them, like chapters 10 and 11, you might, which is the last 2 chapters of the book, but that's about it. For me, that book has actually been the reason why I'm going to be buying more books for Cyberpunk 2020, aside from the fact that I love Cyberpunk 2020. Okay, so between the art style and the information that is in the book, is it very informative? Yes. So I give it 2 thumbs up. However, it's dry, so I'm going to give it a thumbs down. The price I feel is right, so I'm definitely going to give that a thumbs up. And it is definitely worth the buy for referees. For players, if you want to know more about Cyberpunk, that would be the book for you. But try not to go too far into it, because honestly, it is literally a referee's guide. So there may be something, if you're not planning to referee for Cyberpunk 2020, may definitely not be worth it for you. So definitely, I have to give it, would be worth for both GMs and players. GMs definitely, players could use it for some useful information about into the world of Cyberpunk 2020. However, is it a necessity for you? No, it is definitely not. So definitely approach this situation with the pros and cons that this book is definitely not for everybody, even if you are a referee or a player of Cyberpunk 2020. It's only for the players, for those who want to dive more further into the extensive knowledge of Cyberpunk 2020, but definitely not required. For referees, is it required? Not necessarily, but if you want to know how to run a game better and do better and figure out how to get things to work better for you for Cyberpunk 2020 plus the easy system, that is definitely the book for you. So there's that, but for those who don't care, it really isn't. So it's kind of a touch and go book. I'm going to have to definitely give it a thumbs down for the fact that it is a touch and go book. So right now, honestly, I'm going to have to rate this book. I gave it 2 thumbs up and 2 thumbs down on it. Like I said, very informative, very artistic. I do like it, and I do like the rules at the end of the book. So right now we're 3 for 2. However, the information is very dry and is definitely not for everybody. However, the price is right. So, given the fact that I feel the price is right, regarding that book and regarding what it is, and you guys going into it ahead of time, if you do decide to pick up that book, I do like I said, I do recommend it. Not highly recommended, but I do recommend it. I'm a big Cyberpunk fan, so I definitely got the book. I freaking love the book. I bought the physical copy a few months ago, and then when Humble Bundle, someone sent me a link for that, I definitely picked it up from there. So, here is what I'm going to actually say to you guys on this one. I'm giving it a 6 out of 10. I'm only giving it a 6 out of 10 because it does still provide information, very good art, and it is kind of a touch and go book. And for the price, you can't really beat it. However, because the information is kind of dry, it is kind of hard to get through, and it's definitely not for everybody. So, 6 out of 10 definitely is where I'm going to go with this. I wanted to pick a book that stood out to me to do this 100th review, because everyone is saying, well, Junkie, this is your 100th review. Why would you only give it a 6 out of 10? Very simple. I didn't want a book that I extremely well liked and would extremely well use all the time, giving it a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10. I wanted a book that actually stood out to me and that actually I had a personal relationship with. I know how that kind of sounds. Take the joke, however, take the reference however you like, rather jokingly or on a serious note. Here's what I'm going to tell you about this book. This one stood out to me because I love Cyberpunk 2020, and I'm a big fan of Mike Pondsmith. So, this book stood out to me because even though it's part of my favorite collection of books that I actually do have on my shelf, both digitally and physically, and I'm a big guy of physical and digital, which, honestly, I may actually do a stream really, really soon about why I do both digital and physical media. I won't touch base with that here, but, this is kind of actually bringing up some other facts, some other stuff that I probably should touch base on, because I always promote the both digital and physical media, because right now you can get a lot of deals on that, and I'm all about saving money. But aside from going too far off topic, I wanted to pick a book for my 100th stream that I wouldn't give the best score for, nor give the worst, and that I had a personal relationship with. I have a personal relationship with Cyberpunk 2020 just for the same fact that it's about a dystopian future that is very much possible. It is not so far into the future that we couldn't imagine or unfathom the possibility of reality. Such as, for instance, in Star Trek, because everyone knows I'm a big Trek fan. Right now, that future is still kind of unfathomable to us because we're actually not achieving warp drive right now. We have not seen 100 different planets. We've barely gone beyond our own solar system. We haven't even gone beyond our own solar system other than with satellites. We have not achieved faster than light travel. That future is still kind of unattainable. Whereas this future, literally, and I hate to bring this up because this could be considered both a religious or political view, but this future is kind of more fathomable and a little bit more down to earth. And I kind of do like that a little bit. Cyberpunk is part of the science fiction genre, and I'm a big science fiction fan. It's just the way it is. So, like I said, I pick Cyberpunk 2020 because of the way, and it's not just 2020, it's also Red, and then I do love the Cyberpunk 2077 game. So anything Cyberpunk that Mike Pondsmith definitely had a hand in. Anyway, as I'm kind of going to be finishing up the stream here, because I've really went over to I'm in my 15-minute time zone, and really this last couple time zone, 15-minute time limit, and because I kind of rambled on the last pretty much 5 minutes, I'm not going to take up too much more of your time. For my 100th stream, I picked this book and gave it a 6 out of 10 because of it's part of the series that is one of my most favorites series of all time. And I picked this book because I wasn't going to give it a perfect score. So I figured this book I had a personal relationship with on the level of the fact that it wasn't my most favorite book, but it is part of my most favorite series. So I figure I found the happy medium that I was looking for my 100th stream. And that people go, okay, this is kind of sensible. So here we go. This is what I've done. Once again, for those who tuned in my stream, if you're thinking this is a book for you, you can go pick it up from drivethrurpg.com, or you can go to Talsorian Games and pick it up for that price as well. Well, hang on, let me see what Talsorian Games is selling it for. Because that's where I actually originally bought my physical copy. And I'm still planning to buy more books from our Talsorian Games. We're not even done yet. We've just got, basically touching base with everything. So, alright, let me see here. Right now, you can pick up Cyberpunk 2020, the referee's guide for, I just passed it, $14. My best bet, go to drive-thru. If you don't like drive-thru, you can buy straight from the manufacturer for $14. I think that's worth it. That is just me. Alright, well, with that said, I basically covered everything I wanted to in this stream. Gave the full review, 6 out of 10. What could they have done better for me to give it a better score? Well, I guess make the material not so dry, but at the same time, it is what it is. It's a referee's guide to give you more insight into the world of 2020. Unfortunately, when it comes to education and learning stuff of what the creators were thinking when they were creating games like this, I don't know how you could really make more flavor onto that. That's basically what this is. That's why each section of every chapter is named after an editor or creator or writer, is because that was giving their point of view, what they were thinking when they were writing this book collectively. So definitely look into it if you want more insight. Definitely worth it to me. Even though I gave it a 6 out of 10 review, still worth it. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. I do appreciate each and every review that I get. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I will have more reviews coming up definitely in the future. Very, very soon. Starting next month, I think I'm taking the rest of this month off and just enjoying life as it comes at me. Once again, guys, remember to work hard, play hard, game hard. As always, game on for you tabletop gamers out there. Get your game on. Have a great and wonderful day.